Hi, and welcome to Topic Tuesday on Thursday. But I am filming this on Tuesday, so maybe that counts. Anyway, the prompt this week is Pastel Roy G. Biv, so basically a pastel rainbow. And as you could probably tell from the thumbnail, my rainbow ended up with a few extra colors because I really could not decide which ones were, I guess, air quotes, correct. So I'll just go through my rainbow and talk about my reasoning for the different colors. Also, pretty much all I have on my nails at the moment, because I was starting to get ready to do a manicure, is just my strengthening base coat that I normally wear. So anyway, I'm going to just sort of talk my way through the rainbow colors that I picked. And first up, this was my pick for a pastel red. Although looking at it under this light, it does look more purple than pink. My husband was saying that this is a light purple. I'm like, yeah, maybe I agree with him. Anyway, this is Essie Fuel Your Desire, which when I have it with the purples, it looks more pink, and then when I have it with the pinks, it looks more purple, which is, I guess, a theme that is going to be coming up in this video quite a bit. So there's one coat. Okay, let's put on a second coat. Which a lot of the Essie creams could be one coaters, especially if you put them on a little bit thick. So anyway, here's my original pick for Pastel Red. My next pick for Pastel Red is China Glaze Totally Taffy. I kind of see pink and red as different colors, though. I know that pink is just a less saturated red, I guess, but to me they're different. Okay, let's do a second coat of Totally Taffy. When I first started planning this video, I have pulled polishes of different finishes, and then I decided it would be kind of easier if they all have the same finish, so I decided creams was probably the way to go. So yeah, I guess this does pull a bit more purple, the Essie Fuel Your Desire, than the China Glaze Totally Taffy. I don't know, I think of them both as pinks myself. And then next up is my first choice for a pastel orange, and it's Beachside Babe, but my husband sees this as pink. So I guess it's kind of one of those corally light orange colors. And I see it more as an orange than as a pink myself. And it's kind of interesting because now that I am seeing Beachside Babe next to Totally Taffy, which I think of as like kind of like very pink, like quintessential pink, the Beachside Babe is looking more pink to me than it normally does. So I'm wondering how it'll look when the next color gets put on the swatch wheel. Anyway, here is Beachside Babe. So next up is one of my picks for yellow. I really don't have very many pastels in general, because mostly they don't look very good on me, or I don't think they do anyway. But this is one of those colors that when I have it next to the oranges, it looks yellow, and then when I have it next to the yellows, it looks orange. And this is Firefly Away. Which I guess is just a touch too dark to be a pastel. Even a pastel orange, I guess. There's one coat. So I'm doing a second coat of Firefly Away. So next up is probably a lot closer to Pastel Yellow. This one is a Sally Hansen Insta Dry called Does Not Comcute. And it's that kind of a buttery color that's popular right now. My perception of a lot of these colors is kind of changing as I put them next to each other. Because right now, Firefly Away looks very orange to me, when it's right next to this really light buttery yellow. But if I put Firefly Away next to Check Your Baggage, which is actually maybe more pastel, now that I look at them, it does look more orange again. And then if I put it next to Check In, Check Out, it looks yellow to me. It's kind of that right in between color. Okay, next up for Pastel Green. It was a pretty easy choice for me. This is Mystic Garden. I also thought about Essie's Mint Candy Apple, but it has just a tiny bit more blue to it than China Glaze Mystic Garden. Oops, I had a little too much on my brush. This one might only need one coat. I have a bit too much on there. And next up for Pastel Blue, I borrowed this from my daughter. It's Ride the Soundwave. It's maybe a tiny bit bright to go in the pastels, but it's definitely more pastel than most of my blues, especially in creams. Here's a second coat of Ride the Soundwave. Yeah, it seems to dry down just a little bit lighter, so maybe it does fit into my pastel rainbow pretty well. So next for Indigo, which I usually think of as a darker purple leaning blue. Although this doesn't have very much purple to it. It is definitely darker, and it's maybe more gray than pastel, but it's the closest I had in creams in my collection, which is why I borrowed from my daughter. This one is To Me From Me. Yeah, I think of Indigo as like kind of more of a denim blue with like just a touch of purple in it. That's probably a 1-coater. It definitely looks darker next to Ride the Soundwave. So next up is another one from the same China Glaze collection. This one's called Fields of Lilac. It's kind of in between a lilac or maybe a lavender. Okay, I'm just going to put on one more coat. Oh, my cat Jemmy has some opinions. Oops. I'm going to just drop a bunch on my swatch wheel because I was distracted by my cat. Yeah, next to that blue, it almost looks white. Okay, and then my second pick for pastel purple is this one, which is probably more of a mauve. This says Stone Slate. And next to these other colors, it even looks a little bit brownish. Well, that's probably 1-coater, at least on the swatch wheel. Yeah, it definitely does not look as purple when it's right next to that really light purple. But when it's by itself, it looks purple to me, or more mauve or mauve. I'm actually not sure how to pronounce that correctly. I've heard it both ways. So anyway, I learned today that I don't really know my colors as well as I thought that I did. But I would love to hear what your picks are, and if you would swap any of these colors out or switch places maybe from where I put them. And I will talk to you next time. Bye!